His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
We could become journalists today. We are citizens, ordinary citizens ourselves. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for.
Somalecha, Kowa Samukata, and I gave him a BAQ, and I gave him a BAQ, the people I gave him a BAQ, and I gave him a BAQ, and I gave him a BAQ, and Kowa Somalecha, and I gave him a BAQ, Kowa Samukata, the chop not gave him a BAQ, and the Palena on the car tire there, and I gave him a BAQ, and I gave him a BAQ, and I gave
Prayer the poor over there, he found one bottle of salt and star. After he bought one bottle of star, where he and the guy were discussing, the guy said, "You have rather insult my mother." Look at the one, the guy said, "But then the way you talking about I'm going, man, need to make a Sunday from Grand Bazaar Sunday. Really, if I'm man, a police that gonna be out of the family, I can't okay. Anywhere they want to take it, and take it because I have my feeling. To the way I'm man, somebody I didn't want to kill him or be. Look at the one talking now. The guy went across there, standing. True standing now, the man went to the car. She's a feeder there. The car went part of the passo. The car went part of the passo. Now the man running there for him. He started choking the car. Oh, the car for he put up behind the car. That's all. That would run there. You were running out before police people there. They can't let the arrest him.
Somalecha, Kowa Samukata, and I gave him a BAQ, and I gave him a BAQ, the people I gave him a BAQ, and I gave him a BAQ, and I gave him a BAQ, and Kowa Somalecha, and I gave him a BAQ, I can't even be a kid at the ballet now on the car tire there. Then I can't even be a kid. Oh, God. Oh, God. Then I can't even be. Then I can't even be a kid. Hey, la bia. Then I can't somebody who don't know a kid. They get a bar. You know, I lead the church. I know I lead. The church, I know I lead. You know, I lead. The church, I know I lead. Let the lead. He let the lead get a bar for nothing.
Prayer the poor over there. He found one particular salt star. After he found one particular star, where he and the guy were discussing, the guy said, "You have rather insult my mother." Look at it, the guy said, "But then the way you talking about that, I'm going. Man, need to make a Sunday. I'm from Grand Bazaar County. Really, if that man, a police, that can be out of the fight, me, I can't okay. Anywhere they want to take it, and take it. Because I have my feeling, to tell the way that man, somebody, I didn't want to kill him or be. Look at them talking in now. The car went across there, standing. True standing now, the man went to the car. Since I feed there, the car went part of the passo, the car went part of the passo. Now the man running there for him, he started choking the car. Oh, the car for that, he put up behind the car. That's all. That would run there. You were running out before police people there, they come there, they arrest him.
Because journalists today, we are citizens, ordinary citizens, ourselves. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
They say TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Oh yes, thank God it's Friday. But thank God we never ever off the political issues as well as social, economic. All of the issues unfolding as a matter of reality. We share them, we fetch them, we analyze, and we place it before you because you are the ultimate judge. So it's another day again to talk about the issues confronting Liberia, the government, the people. It's all from nationalistic and patriotic perspective. Hate for no one, love for all, but above all, love for country. The agape love, not filial love, but agape love for country. Along the way, the truth hurts, but it saves the country. It puts it in a better condition. It's not so much the satisfaction of the politician, it's what they ought to do because they sign up to do it. Thank you so very kindly that you joined us this afternoon for the show Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 10th day of January 2025, a historic day in Liberia. White woman inducted as president of the University of Liberia. Too many questions we've got to ask ourselves. Representative Akara's grace is dead serious. Gregory Coleman is out to arrest Francois Foucault, the speaker, and others. Corruption allegedly in the office of the First Lady of Liberia. Dubious scholarship scheme again, similar to Necotech, if not the same. Finance and Development Planning Minister Augustine Bogamfan cautions spending entity to be careful how they spend because it seems it's not going to be easy going forward. So you got to manage the little budget. So that's how it looks like for the play this afternoon on Real Talk on Kings 88.5. Let's have a wonderful time together in Foley. Another day, great day, man. Great day. Great day. It's another day again. And so we are on again. We want to thank God Almighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe, who keeps watch over us day and night. He was awake last night, hovering us and led us into this day, and is still hovering us, going to lead us into the remaining hour of today. Keep watch over us throughout the night and set us into Thursday, into Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday, and Tuesday, and Wednesday. We're going to go on and on with God hovering. You want to be grateful. We are very grateful. Without God, we are nothing. With Him, we are humans. We thank Him for keeping watch over us throughout the week. It hasn't been easy, but He has been with us. It hasn't been rosy all along, but He was there along the way. It appears like death, but it was just as shadow, just as it is said in Psalm 23. Though I walk through the shadow of death, God is ever hovering. What a God we serve. He's faithful and true. Okay. So with that acknowledgement, we say thank you ever so much, all of you who have come on. I appreciate all of you. You are so massive. You're extraordinary. Without you, we can't be here. And without us, you can also. We're giving you 10,000 today. The weekend starts today. And the jolly time starts. More to that. You've got to do some other business. You need money. And then if you are a Christian, you get ready for church. You know the sowing of dangerous seeds stay on, and the prophecy stay going. So as the pastor prophesy, you need to sow dangerous seed, and the $10,000 could help you with the dangerous seed. Today is Friday, so don't worry. We have to sound a little bit therapeutic. Yeah. So you need money, and we're giving you 10,000. Play the Three Wise Men Kings jackpot and get 10,000 Liberian dollars. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Just dial *799 *25#. That's all you need to do, and you have your 10,000. Okay. So with that now, start playing. Start playing. Don't wait for me. Start playing. Play as many times as you can. Let's do it. Play as many times as you can play. Play as many times as you can. And then you're going to win your 10,000 Liberian dollars. 10,000 Liberian dollars. All right, let's get started with the issues we've got on our playtime is of the essence. We can start nowhere else, but what is unfolding in the country is scary. Listen, there is a bad omen that is hovering in this country. There is a bad omen that is hovering in this country. And if ever was a time, the leaders, the religious leaders who have insight into the future to come out and say it bluntly, not necessarily the government, but the entire country, because the government is part of, their responsibility is only to regulate. But everything spiritual hovers the whole world because God is spirit and God works through signs. What we see happening, it is, or those are bad omen for Liberia. And if nobody like Daniel to interpret the sign, Liberia is headed for doom. You can experience or be living in peace and experience calamity or suffer calamity. Let us not live with the illusion that because quote unquote say, oh, this country is protected by God, or this country, the people are praying, the pastors are praying, the imams are praying, the Buddhists, the Baha'is, the Confucians, all of those religions are praying, so nothing going to happen. That is not true. If you ever harbor that, it is an illusion. You need to read the Bible. There are countries, there are nations that were in peace. And things started to happen, and God showed the sign that if they would not act or do something readily, calamity was at their doorstep, and they did experience it. Coming out of the Bible, because we use the Bible as a reference, that is the essence, it's for exposure, a guide to the future. We have had nations on this earth experience peace, but then the government started to do certain things, and God started to show signs of a potential calamity. They overlook it. The leaders of the day refused to read into the future. And when the time came, as per God's timing, disaster befell them. We have to be careful. These things that are happening in Liberia, they have not happened as to the proportion or the magnitude at which they are happening today. Since from 1822 to 1847, from 1847, 2024 and 2025, we experience the widespread fire all over the place. From 1822 to 1847, we did not experience any. From 1847 to 2023, we did not experience any. From 2024, 2025, Liberia started experiencing fires all over the place, everywhere, indiscriminate fire. If you are a reader of the Bible, and when I say reader of the Bible, not just skirmish reading, but reading in depth with every curiosity to see how signs were given by God based on what was happening, and the people refused to listen to the prophets then, unlike ours today. And at the close of the day, they suffer, and then they started to cry unto God. It is a bad omen. When you see fire all over the place, people, especially when it hasn't happened before in the country's history past, and it happening at a magnitudinal level, and it is widespread, it is a sign of an impending danger hovering the country. Not only that, look at what is also happening around. People are taking their lives, indiscriminate killings and death. What should come to your mind? It's not only to say that Liberia is a Christian state, though the document did not say Liberia is a Christian state. It says Liberia is a secular state. That means it embodies all religions and faiths and systems and race. Those who believe in God call upon God, but God shows signs to everybody of an impending danger, of success, of his testimony, and on we can go. What is hovering Liberia? It's a bad omen. And if those who have understanding of the time to come out and say exactly what this country needs to do when it starts to experience disaster at a magnitudinal level, nobody should point it on a given person or an institution or shift blame. This is not normal. It is not the normal stuff. Liberia has never, ever experienced this thing before. This is the first time. Before the day ends, you will hear news of 3-4 places burning. In the night, when people think they are going to bed, you hear fire on this side, fire this place, fire that place. In the morning, when people are getting ready to go to their respective transactions, you hear this place is on fire, this institution is on fire. It did not spare church. Over the months, we've heard several churches that caught fire mysteriously. Churches, other institutions all over the place. Today, nobody, all of the fires, nobody had ever said the cause of it. What that tells you, a bad omen is hovering Liberia. And if you overlook it, well, we don't have Daniel. We don't have Daniel to come and explain the dream as he did with Nebuchadnezzar. But I think we have great religious leaders here prophetically who can read into the time and know how to advise the country expressly. The sons of Issachar had that responsibility because they had understanding of the time. One of their greatest strengths during those days, they could discern the signs of the time. They could discern, so they would advise Israel expressly what to do. When they foresaw a calamity about to befall the nation, they would advise Israel. We have those same people today called pastors, apostles, prophets. If ever was a time to help their country, now is the time. Listen, God in heaven is not stupid. God in heaven is a God who loves. But the Bible is filled repeatedly with the characteristic or the description, the God of justice. When there is so much pains and hurt and injustices all over the place in a given country, and the Bible says when his people cry unto him, he listens. That means he moves to exact judgment. We have to be careful in this place. I can say this, then I have said. Play the King's Cash giveaway. We're giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars. 10,000 Liberian dollars is what we're giving out to the play with just 200 Liberian dollars. 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. That's all you need to do. And then you win for yourself 10,000 Liberian dollars. So they yeah, some people are just brave, but you sometimes wonder what really is happening. That a lady, we were told, we woke up to that she slit the throat or she cut the throat of her daughter. I am yet to be convinced whether it is her daughter. I'm just being told Prince Coleman is telling me that house is on fire right now in Tinker's Village before the guest house. That's what I'm just being told by Prince Coleman, that fire, a house is on fire right now in Tinker's Village before the guest house. We are overlooking it. One thing I know about this country, we are complacent, we are not proactive, we don't go ahead of time, but when something befalls us, that's when we tend to be so rushingly active, unnecessarily. I'm not convinced that that is her biological daughter. If it was her biological daughter, then we try to know what really happened. That she was slit the throat, or she will cut the throat of the little girl. We are told that she cut the throat of the little girl. She cut the throat. a baby. Yes, terrible. So pathetic. Her daughter, but I'm not convinced that she is the biological mother. But let's assume that she is. Let's assume that she is. Why would she cut the throat? If she's unable to take care of her for whatever the reason, she could have made an appeal if support wasn't forthcoming. And I know it is based on that. Probably more to that. It could not necessarily be because of lack of support. Maybe some kind of demonization. Because depending on the kind of people you go around, the things that you do, or probably where you originate, you can get indoctrinated ritualistically, and you do certain things briefly, but you can do that normally. To cut the throat of her biological daughter. Yes. Let's play you just something from the same today.
You know I want to drop.
That was the scene from this morning. Development is a developing story, but if that is her baby, then she's cruel. It is a murder. Honor the Lord, she's chargeable. And also we were informed of another man within the Claratown area who drowned himself or murdered himself in water because, according to the story, the woman said she doesn't want him again. So the woman's rejection of him hurt him to the core and influenced him, or frustration led him to put himself in the water to die. Very interesting. Very interesting. Who using the first lady name? Katumo Wabwaka say you're ready again. So that's what happened today, yeah? Yeah. It happened at 5:04. Yeah, the woman who cut her baby throat killed her at 5:00. They say around Peace Island. Peace Island, or is another man who killed himself. Death just all over the place every day. Every day, wildfire is raging, death is raging. Everything, the country has just become so scary. You don't know what's going to happen the next moment. Everybody, majority of the people just not normal. It's all because of the atmosphere. This country needs deliverance. If ever was a time the pastors, the imams, how they call the guy, them from the other religions, to offer prayers for this country, now is the time. And this is why all of us are Christians. And sometimes, whether they like it or not, we have to say it because we saw it in the past. Why today, with all the fires all over the place, which is a sign of an impending danger, and you will hear people in church, Holy Ghost, fire, the whole country, all the church, fire, 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 fire. So the real fire now, people scare. That real fire is saying so. That one I be calling. They're not physical fire. They're not physical fire. So you can say Holy Ghost fire, meaning the presence of God. That's what I mean. That's the metaphor. So that the real fire now. So you need to call the Holy Ghost fire to quench the physical fire. Isn't that it, my people? You need to call down the Holy Ghost fire to quench the physical fire. When you're saying Holy Ghost fire in the church, you're saying the presence of God. That's what it is. It is just a metaphor. But the country now is experiencing a real doom by fire. And if ever was a time for the leaders to come out to take this country before God and ask God for forgiveness and ask him to wipe up some of these things from the country, now is the time. And if nobody does it, if the Liberian Council of Churches sits, if the four gospel ministers sits, if all of the people sit and do nothing, listen, God is not stupid, and don't be illusional. Listen, God can allow it to happen. Just look at him from his justice nature. Drop that compassion, drop that love. He can move to act. It's not what I'm hoping for, but you see it in the Bible. God never works without sign. Everything that you see happening is a sign of either prosperity or a sign of doom. That's how it is with God. When you see fires all over the place, when it hasn't happened in the country before for centuries and decades, and you see it happening now, everywhere fire, 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 you know that there is a sign of an impending danger. Fire is not prosperity. Fire is not a sign of prosperity. No. So if there is nothing, no intervention, no spiritual or religious intervention, then let's brace ourselves for it. I will not sit here and lie to you. I'm telling you the truth because I am a Christian. I read my Bible. The Bible is our guide of the now and the future. The sons of Issachar, that was their responsibility. They could discern the signs of the time. They could discern those things that were happening or were about to happen from those signs, and they would advise Israel, say, "Your stop. God is uncomfortable with what is happening in Liberia. Mr. This, Madam that, Madam this, Mr. This, and that. Let us do this. Let us do this." 6 years ago, we saw and heard and read awful things happen. What the religious leaders were doing in this country, after every 2-3 weeks, they were announced fast and prayer. After every 1-2 weeks, they were announced fast and prayer. I've come to the understanding that they were announcing repeated and regular fast and prayer because they were against real regime. But it's not so much of the regime, and it should not be about the regime. It should be about the country. And religious leaders are the people who have insight into the future. All of the things that they were calling fast and prayer for in their respective opinions that were happening in Wia government, they're happening in Bwaga government. And what is happening in Bwaga government is unprecedented. It tells you that God in heaven is not satisfied. And if this country is not careful, it will experience another doom. It may not be magnitudinal, but the country can go, God can allow a country to go through repeated cycle of doom, and he can deliver them at his own time so that they come to their senses. And that is the only reason for the tribulation. Nobody going to die in a tribulation, but he allowed it to happen so that people will come to their senses and know that he's God and that they will listen to him. If ever was a time for the religious leaders in this country to rise up with the signs that God is showing, now is the time. Now is the time. There's no better time to do it than now. That will be doing it for that. Let's now move to another thing. Please continue to play the King's Cash giveaway. The country is hard. Disaster can occur at any time. Don't be superficial. No, we are all citizens of this country, citizens of this world under God's protection. But there is nowhere in God's words that said that you should not use wisdom. God in heaven in Jesus Christ used wisdom. You have to prepare for the future. You can never tell. Money, I told you yesterday, solves problem. Money is not only for good times, money is also for difficult times. You have to have money. The guys are saving. The lawmakers, the executive people everywhere, they have the United States dollars. God forbid if something happens in this country, in the space of an hour, 2 or 3, you hear most of these guys are out of Liberia. You know why? Because they can go through any place with the money they have and they can sell to you. But you will not want it. When you say, oh, we want war in the country, we want war in the country, not necessarily that you really think that we ought not to have war. No, you only saying it because if something happens, you get nothing. You get nothing at all. You don't have no reliance. But the lawmakers, those in the executive and other area, they have. And they're not thinking about you. When something happened, do you see politicians with the millions and thousands of dollars come to you? No, they take their children, they're gone. In fact, most of these people who you have around here, they have their children in the United States and other places. But 6 years ago, they were saying, oh, Joe, we have to take a country from here, his children from here, he can. Or the other minister get their children in America, then they want you to go protest. So do they have theirs? No, they have their children out. We can see it on Facebook. Yombly Kanga will announce that she's going to her son's graduation, coming out of Yale University. Dylan will come and say he's going to his son's graduation. The other person will say they're going just like that. When you say that, it doesn't provoke you, it doesn't teach your lesson. 6 years ago, they were telling you that the people get their children in America. Today, they're announcing on Facebook that they're going to their children's graduation, the boy they get. They're telling you that you are stupid, that you are peasants, you are downtrodden, and money ain't good for you. But we said no. We will come to your aid. We'll give you 10,000. Just play the King's Cash giveaway. Use 200 Liberian dollars and play dial star 799 star 25 hash, and you'll get your 10,000. At least you can save 3,000, 4,000. You can use the other one. Listen, the signs are clear. God showing the signs. Fire all over the place. We're talking now. All right. So let's move to the next pointer, and then we open the line. But let me see you, those of you who have commented on this. Etta Gates said, now where are the churches? Where are the churches with their prayers? God, please have mercy on Liberia. Tony and Samson said, Job Walker and his people need deliverance. They came to power with wickedness. Nessa Johnson said, you are so right about that. Yes, the omen is out. Omen is a sign. It's either positive or negative, but most often it's used for unfavorable situation. Look up the word. It's spelled O-M-E-N. And Nessie said, what Holy Ghost fire? Okay. Prince Coleman said, this president said he would dance with the devil. So nothing strange. Trust me. Yeah. Once you people you understand. Listen, those of you who, I'm not discouraging you, neither am I discouraging you people from going to church or showing some kind of denigration of your pulpit. No. But you often use this expression, say no God for yourself. That is true. That expression is not in the Bible, but it implies. You ought to know. It's just like taking the responsibility to go to school and you are educated so that you will not be used or tossed to and fro. That's the same way with this Bible. If you inside, you wouldn't know. When people saying something, you say, oh, every time you see these kinds of things unfolding. Anyway, all right. It's a hint to a wise is quite sufficient. Now let's move now to the next pointer. And then we open the line. As you continue to play the King's Cash giveaway, we're giving 10,000 Liberian dollars out. Dial star 799 star 25 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. So the political police director in Gregory Coleman will release their hasty investigation findings. And he said in that finding that they have persons of interest. They have overwhelming evidence, rather, and there are persons of interest whom they have already contacted, and those persons of interest ought to turn themselves in. If they renege on doing that, the police will go for them. It will be a force. He stopped short of naming those people. Well, Representative Akaras Gray will step in. And Gray, according to him, that they have credible information. And information that they fast check. That even people from within the police hinted them. People from within the executive mansion corridor. Do you know that this country is small? That's security on security country here. These same people in we are government, there were people in we are government who were leaking out information. At one point in time, President Weah was concerned, certain vital information from the president's office, it was leaked out to the opposition, Unity Party that in power today. President Weah was concerned. Maggie spoke to that. It wasn't easy. They started to put some mechanism in place. The same thing is happening. Information filtering from Boakar's office, information filtering from the police office, information filtering from everywhere. So Gray has made it clear that the police director, along with his people, have decided to move and arrest the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Jeffonati Kofa, Frank Safoko, and others whom they consider as the people who burned the Capitol building. They see them as the persons of interest that burned the Capitol building with interest. So they ought to be arrested. Representative Gray said that they have agreed, they have resolved. The police have resolved. They are finding way to do it, to have the Speaker arrested, Frank Safoko arrested, and other members whom they are suspicious of. Yeah. That's what he said. While it is true that I may not agree with Representative Gray, 100%. It is his opinion, but I think we can read into that because I raised that concern yesterday too. If you have Representative Francis Foco, or you call Representative Francis Foco, the speaker, and others as persons of interest from the start of the fire, and you went on to say in the second press conference that you have overwhelming evidence, and those persons of interest have been contacted, they are included. The speaker, Francis Fogo, and others are included in the same persons of interest category. He didn't take the speaker out. He didn't take Francis Fogo out, having heard what they needed to have heard from them at the police station. They stay in that category of persons of interest. So I want to believe, that's why I said yesterday that Representative Francis Fogo and the speaker need to get ready. They either turn themselves in or they'll get arrested, because the police director has their names. So apparently he wants them to go voluntarily to the police station, and everybody will know that, yes, this is the man who did it. You see, the speaker turned himself in. Yeah, the Representative Francis Fogo turned himself in. Truly, they burn. Because that is the impression that the society will have, because we have a gullible society. We have a susceptible society. We have a rumor-prone society. What the people see, what they hear, is what they live with. So I am convinced what the police is doing is, look, let's push it to them. Let them be the one to come up publicly, and then it will be understood that they truly did the act. That's how the public will see it, and we can get hold of them. If we just move to arrest them, it will be misinterpreted. That is the police strategy. I am not convinced that they have any other strategy other than this. So they say, push it to them. If you ain't come, we'll go for you. But we don't want to go for you, so the people can say, oh yes, they are truly, they want to arrest the people, they're after the people, then they will put it on political ground. So they leave it open. But that strategy is too elementary. They left it open and say, you turn yourselves in. So when they turn themselves in now, the police will give another news conference to say that these people admitted to them that they did X, Y, Z. We know the police here. We know how people can concoct. Moreover, it is a risky venture to tell people just turn yourself in. The man has not done anything. The persons of interest means you stay here from the person until you have the evidence. So the evidence now will go along with the announcement of the names. Representative Gray is saying that the police director and his people have developed a plan by which they will go about arresting Francis Fogo, the speaker, and others. That's what Representative Akaris Gray said. You're listening to Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 10th day of January 2025. Let's turn to you now to have your say. But before then, play the King's Cash giveaway. Dial *799 *25 hash. Let's play as many times as we can play so that we give you your 10,000. Sorry we could not yesterday because we're experiencing technical problem technologically or with internet. You know, everything just getting bad. Everything just bad off on a worker. Everything just bad off. So the internet, that kind of way, you put money in your phone, less than no time, no money there. All kinds of things. The internet slow. Things are just happening. Fire burning all over the place. check the number of properties damaged, the number of people displaced from January to January. Check it. Just do a careful check. See the number of people who are displaced, the properties damaged or destroyed from January to January. Fire, 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 fire. Everywhere fire. When you use a statement, it becomes covenant. That is why we are told by God, let not your mouth rush you to say. Those of you who go to church day in, day out, let me tell you, you have to be very careful. God said life and death lies in the power of the tongue. That expression in the Bible, you ain't get no other interpretation. It's fixed. There are certain lines in the Bible, it's just fixed. You can't attach nothing to it. Just get one meaning. The only meaning of that thing, if you check the background, the man say, if you say bad thing, that bad thing will happen. If you say good thing, that good thing will happen. If you say you will dance with the devil, it means you believe in the power of the devil. You have entered a covenant with the devil. The devil's spirit hovers you. So everything you put your hand in will be disastrous and people around you will be affected. And you see fire all over. The devil, one of the devil's power too is fire. It's fire. Look up. Look it up. Because he counterfeits everything God. So when Mr. President said he would dance with the devil, that's what you're seeing all over the place. Fire, 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 fire. You have to be careful. Play the King's Cash giveaway and win 10,000. We're giving you 10,000 Liberian dollars so that you get money in your pocket for the weekend, and that can help you for your church and then the other things you got to start the week with next week. Let's turn to you now to have your say. Then we'll move to the second lap of the show. It was a great event at the University of Liberia this afternoon. Hello.
Andrew.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Good morning. This is Sam Andrew. Good afternoon.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Thank you. My name is Maxine, and I'm calling from District number 14, member of the National Progressive Action Movement of Liberia, the movement that we are.
Let's hear you.
Actually, I want to appreciate you this afternoon for the topic. You know, there are few things that the Liberian people need to understand. The first thing about the Fiscal government is that when he was announced as president, the biggest incident that took place as he was elected was the fire incident in Totota. If the Liberian people have forgotten, I want to remind them. That was the sign.
The tanker explosion.
The tanker that exploded in Totota. You know, and the police commander currently, who is in India, he is serving from medical, probably the government refused to support him. That was one of the things. And another thing that happened when he was elected, if you can recall, the cloud was dark over the nation. That was a bad sign. The prophet in Nigeria said that there will be a calamity over the nation when Brother is elected as president. So all of what we are saying is there is sign. We don't need any rocket scientist to tell the Liberian people that what happening God is angry with Liberia because of the decision that the Liberian people took. One of my disappointment is the religious leaders who have been silent over the years or over the past 1 year plus. They are not speaking truth to power. I don't know what is the intent of that, but I think that the religion group need to come out to speak to this issue to advise the president and to come up with some national prayer.
All right, Chief. Thank you. Hello.
And the issue of the fire incident, yes, actually, the issue of the fire incident is a very serious issue. And I think that the police playing game to be able to people out the country by going for the speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving me the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a nice day. Yeah. Hello.
Afternoon, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon, sir.
Peter the Council, I cover on the street line in Lower Joseph. Thank you very much for a fascinating discussion this afternoon.
Mr. Sam Andrew, I think Governor Kumar is very much on serious. You are saying that you have evidence. Why you can't go and those people that you have evidence on your resume saying that for 10 years? What kind of idea are you using? And you know, these guys keep the power with a zero knowledge, so they feel that they can intimidate anybody in this country.
All right.
Let me say this to you, and Mr. Governor Kumar, you will never arrest Coco and that of Honorable Funati Kofa. If you try it, you'll be incarcerated, you and your president. You are the one that bind the capital baby. So you won't create here in the go to Coco and that of Funati Kofa. You will see the weight of the citizens.
Right. Thank you, sir. Hello. Yes, you are on the air. You are on the air. Good afternoon. You are on the air. Speak.
Hello?
You are on the air. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, Sam.
Let's hear you, my man. You are on the air.
Yes, Abu Rasta.
Yeah, talk. You on the air, my man. Talk.
Okay, to the issue, Sam Andrew. You know, the scripture in the Bible that says, Andrew, that when wicked rules, the nation can suffer. And that is why we are experiencing right now in the Republic of Liberia. Since the inception of Joseph Nima Bwaka government, Sam Andrew, the country is experiencing a lot of fire disasters in the country. Can you imagine my own picking who close to me yesterday? That man is able to give room God, point Sam Andrew. Now, the whole house culture was fire yesterday. And the house God put completely to take that God to Liberia.
Liberia on a Bwaka, a fire Niger country.
I'm telling you, people, this is how we're experiencing. Same the old man came to the country, same Andrew, he just bluffing, enjoying our money, passing all around. The living why you not living, time you was young, this is the living now, right now.
Thank you, Sabu Rasta. Hello. Hello? Hello? 0772 23 9933. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, let's hear you. You are on the air.
Sam, good afternoon to you, Sam.
Good afternoon.
My name is Hussein Keo. I call you from around Jacobstown, District 2. Sam, thank you. Thank you for the analysis. And I listen to different views. But this thing is not about emotions. I listen to people try to express their emotions. The police is one of the obligations that you myself. And I think we only have to create a space that the police will work and carry on their functions. If anybody, any individual against the law that is broke, regardless of your political alignment, the law should prevail. So I just don't get it. Why people try to put us some emotions and sentiment into police investigations? If the police invade Ponati or any other persons, I think we only have to give them the benefit of the doubt to carry on the workings. And you know, the reason why they will invite the person. So if people would say that when the police invade Ponati or when the police invade Safoko, they would, the police will be incarcerated and the president, that is very unfair and very disrespectful to the presidency. We are all Liberians. We can disagree, man. But to a certain extent, you will sound like that. I think it's unfair. Let us create a space that those who are in authority should operate, but we should checkmate them whenever they are in error.
Okay, Hussein.
So I would just ask every one of us to respect leadership. Because mind you, tomorrow, Sam, any of us who call on radio today, you can be in that position and you expect people to call you such respect. So let us do the same to our leaders who are serving in different positions.
All right, Hussein. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Hello. Lower your radio or cut it off. Yeah.
I'm with that. I do call you from Banasville. Yeah.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. When this was start respecting leaders, as someone was talking, when is our studying leader in the country?
Mary, just say what do you have to say. That is his opinion. Say your own.
These are the things talking. The president shouldn't be attacking people that ain't know to say, oh, as soon as Joe Brown made.
Hello.
Hello, Sir Andrew.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, this is my wonderful defender. Sir Andrew, thank you this afternoon for the topic. What I want to say, I just heard we see that people talking with emotion and the police want to protect people. Every common police are in the country, they're not protecting nobody. They're not protecting anybody. The last time we went to the capital building for to go protest, those people never allow for anybody to enter that place. So day to day, the pepper spray or up to the time to day to for the time for that protect my eyes, take it in the time. They are want to protect people. All the people that the police they're killing. I want for you to count and Usu to count on the air to tell we the Liberian people because I hear the spokesman for Joseph Boga government. They power the kid to real. Let you tell what the police say. They police that kid that man. Like today Usu can't tell us. They put that kid they kid. Let they can't tell us. Let Usu can't and so we the Liberian people to can't tell us because he the spokesman for the police.
All right, my sister. Thank you. Thank you. So they are being sent footages of the Tinkoff Village fire. Terrible. Wow. Damn it. Hey, man. What? Hey, man. Valuable properties, and I hope there wasn't any death. Damn it. Yeah, Gregor Coleman, you take black smoke, because they take black smoke the top of the Capitol building to reach a conclusion for arson. Any building burning, once you have materials in those buildings, the smoke will get black. It is the normal. We've seen it from childhood all the way. So for the police director to insert that in his report, look at they take black smoke coming out. When he was talking, giving reason to justify that it was arson. That's what he was saying. They look at the smoke. They take black smoke or any building for that matter. Any building, one house burning, one room burning, you have take black smoke. Even if you're burning cartoons, you will see take black smoke. Amen. Damn it. Not Cinco, but Tinkoff's Village. That area, me, I finished talking my own. This country, I am convinced now that the pastors the bishops, the apostles, the prophets that were calling every day, 3-day fast and prayer for Liberia, 3 days, they were against the regime of former President Weah. Now I know. With these grave things that are happening in this country that can allow God to inflict punishment on this country, the people who are the intercessors, they are muted. They are muted. But God can rely on pastors. God can rely on prophets. When he read it, we see it in the Bible, he put you aside, he moves. That's why he said, vengeance is mine. And that's why he said, vengeance is mine. Or when he gets ready, he moves. All these things are not signs that should claim the attention of the religious leaders in this country. Or you want your gun first. When you hear gun sound, then I tell you be talking. Oh, come on, man. You will never hear any gun sound. Is that what you're hoping for as pastors or prophets and apostles? No, we already in war. We already in war. Already we are in a war. We don't need guns, and we will never ever have any gun war in this country. But we're in economic war. We're in fire war. We're in all of the wars that can bring human beings to nothingness. And AB could not have said it any better. Listen.
Our country is safe. We cannot practice in our respective professions.
Certainly. If something happens, you think pastor will go on a pulpit? What member? Not a single member will go in the church. You know what God can allow? One of the reasons God said the pastor, the prophet, apostle, bishop, they must speak out to save society. Because the people are from society in the church, from the church to the society. If something happens, if there is a situation in this country undesirably, you're going to sit before you as pastor. Who you going to prophesy to? You're not going to, nobody will go into you. Nobody will sit in front of you. Nobody will ever think about going to church. COVID-19, who were telling the people to close the church? Who were telling the pastors to close the church? The same people who the pastors were preaching to prior to COVID-19. They say, oh, we can stay to our home. You don't have to go to church. You can be to your house and pray to your God. God will listen to you. Most of the pastors, what happened to them? It was rough on them because they were not getting money. They were not getting tithes. Nothing was happening. That is why you try to prevent any potential crisis. Ebi couldn't have put it any better. This is a warning for the now and the future.
We cannot practice in our respective way that our country is safe. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions ourselves. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down.
Certainly. You have to. You can be muted. It is not because they gave you some kind of board member position or chair of the board, because most of the bishops we know them. This country, everybody knows everybody. Everything is clear. We know 4 bishops in this country. They're sitting on board. They're receiving 2,500, depending on the kind of meeting they're having. But 6 years ago, they were jealous. They were jealous of their colleagues who accepted the call by the president to serve. They brought this fake thing called you can be a pastor and get involved in politics, because they were jealous of their colleagues. Now that Bwaka came, the regime has changed, the atmosphere has changed. Bwaka is there now. Since they were complaining against their colleagues indirectly and directly, Bwaka gave them position. They did not tell Bwaka that we as bishops and prophets and apostles ought not to hold political position. They accepted the political position. They set it on MPA board. They set it on National Transit Authority board. They set it on FPRC board. We know them by names. We know. Let them say, your little thing, man. Your little thing. The little thing. We'll just pray individually, yeah? That's what I can tell you. Let's pray individually. And as we pray, we must speak out. The two things go together. God tired hearing prayers from Liberia. God needs people to speak out. That's why he would send all of those guys, Jeremiah, Moses, Habakkuk, all of those guys, he would send them out. Those people were pastors, but they were engaged in political activities. They were face up to the political leaders of the day. You know what happened to Jeremiah? Jeremiah faced up to the leader, the king, Jeroboam, so much so that he decided to kill Jeremiah because he told him of his misrule, the injustices he was rendering against the people of Israel. You think to be pastor that you go in church Sunday morning, I prophesy, I see you going to this level. I see, you think I ought to that? Pastoring is a risk. It's between life and death. And that's what Jesus Christ was. Jesus Christ faced the reality of the day. He faced the leaders of the day, irrespective of their position. He spoke against injustices, widespread corruption. Let's just take a few calls and then we'll move to something else, yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
This is James Davis speaking from 24th Street.
Let's hear you.
Thank you for the topic on the discussion. You see, this regime is a police regime. We can see the police, their activities. You take you for that Kofa and the other two guys, Safoko, to be president of interest. There are many people you are included. But when the two persons names you can count out with, the rest of the people you cannot count out with their names. What does that imply? It shows that you are witch hunting this guy. For an Kofa at a police station.
Yeah, it is a witch hunt.
We were at a police station when they went and changed a lock on the man's office door and went into the city and cut all the electrical wires.
You said the place burned. Hold on, my brother. You said the place burned. You're calling off the area. The next day, people are in the building. They burst the speaker office. They changed the lock on it. They burst the seating. They went and cut wires. They cut all of the electrical wires that the speaker flow never had current.
Okay.
And then you come on and say it was arson. So that arson, then you want to tell us who went in it because they did that in a day.
Yes. In fact, the building got burned in a day because after 7 o'clock when the building got on fire. With armed men taking care of the building. So let us start with something. We want peace in this country. We want peace. Let's beg a police director. We want peace. I mean, we are already hungry, frustrated. Then you want to bring war to us again? You think people will just say that you just go and wish on people, collect people from in community and go put them in jail, silence them because the sonar is around. You want silence the speaker, you want silence critical voices. Let the police begin the hassle man, careful man that when he's tired looking for a job, then he just sit there and stop backing the regime. The regime is a regime.
You're Hussein entitled to his opinion just as you people entitled to yours.
Yes.
Hussein is not the president.
Opinions are not facts.
No.
So when you come up with your opinion, you will also be able to design your opinion before you come into the public.
No.
You can't just kind of be talking all kinds of excuse me for the expression.
No, don't use it. Don't use that. Don't use that. No. Hussein is not the problem of Liberia. Hussein is not president. He's not Barker. He's not Jeremiah Cole. He's just but everybody can support their regime, his regime. So respect him for that.
Okay. But then I say regime police we are trying to criticize.
And you see, you criticizing. He gave a position that why intellectualism is. Okay.
We do agree that we exchange views.
Okay, yes.
Views that we exchange shouldn't be biased.
Okay.
When your views are biased, then it's not intellectualism.
Okay.
It's not intellectualism.
All right. Thank you, Chief. All right. That will be doing it for the first lap. Thank you ever so much. Continue playing the King's Cash giveaway. We are giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars today. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. Dial star 799 star 25 hash. That's what you need to do. As many times as you can play. There's every likelihood that you will win your 10,000. It's a weekend. We are going into the weekend, and the weekend is long. You need to play as many times as you can, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, play. All right, let's move now to the second and final lap of the show, and then we are out on Real Talk for this week. We announced during the week that the woman appointed, called from America by President Joseph Yuma Boakai to preside over the University of Liberia because the guys who are here, they are inept. They got not the ability. They claim to have the requisite education, but they don't have. So all of them were put aside. And then the president went overseas to bring an American woman, a white woman, and Dr. Lilai Mampayan to preside over the university. Apparently to please America, because the State of the Nation address, his first State of the Nation address, that awful incident happened that led the U.S. officials to walk out when they brought Raptor Pillay, and she had a damning characterization to make of against the United States, which angered them, and they walk out. And when we said that it wasn't right at all, Mr. Boakai people justify. Patronage politics will always lead this country into something. They came out to justify that Raptor Pillay was right and the American officials were wrong to walk out. That is not diplomacy. You can't do that any part of the world. You can't do that. They said all kinds of stuff. Even some of the senators that went out, Senator Snow, will say this, will say that. America is not this. America has not done what has America done for Liberia. And we argue that God in heaven is not a liar. God did not make mistake with his pairing. Human beings, nations are paired. That's how God set the world. No man is an island. No man can make it on his own or her own. God set countries as partners, just as David and Jonathan were partners. Yeah. Just as Nathaniel and his colleagues were, and on we can go. God set Great Britain to Ghana, Great Britain to Sierra Leone, France to Ivory Coast, followed by the other people. He set Liberia or America to Liberia. One country, one person has a little urge to guide the next person going forward, to help that person develop, to help that person comes out. That's how God set the world. When you come ahead in your family, it is not a coincidence. It only means God allowed it with every wisdom, knowledge, and understanding imputed into you to advance, and then you use your advancement to help your little brother or your sister grow. Without the head or the senior brother or senior sister, it is difficult to advance. That's how God said it, the whole world, yeah. Countries that you see have nothing to do with Liberia. They didn't even want to know how Liberia existing, where Liberia is, nothing. If they ever heard Liberia on any news, it would be a news for them. The country that they are attached to divinely, that the country they focus on. That is why in all that we do, how messy and dirty and stink we are, how we condemn, we vilify, we curse America, the only country that can never leave us. In tragic, catastrophic, cataclysmic war, America never turned its back on Liberia. All the countries would turn their back. America would never. No country, the citizens of this country will call upon in times of crisis, in times of trouble, than America. Only America. And who will come to our aid when we're in dark days? America. Mr. Boakai and his people know this very well because he stayed here for years in this country. Brought that woman, the woman gave that damning characterization of the United States. The people walk out. Today, who is Boakai? Who has he turned to help transform the University of Liberia? Is it not America? But yesterday, he allowed his people, his orator, and his government officials to say damning thing about America. Who he turned to today? Why didn't he turn to France? Why didn't he turn to Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Italy, and Germany, and all those places? Why did he turn to America? Because that's how God set it. God said, America, I put Liberia under you to guide them, to lead them. Liberia is my nation. Just as Israel is my chosen nation, so is Liberia my heartbeat too. Therefore, guide them. Check it from the inception or the colonization of Liberia till now. What country has been with Liberia? America. Anything happen, we're looking up to America. Where 80 to 85% of our citizens, Liberians, want to go, America. No country they like going to and staying there than America. What country in the world that opens its door to Liberians gladly? America. Isn't the same America that Boaka turned to bring in Dr. Mampaya? So why condemn America all over the place? We can do without them. No, we can do without them. Her appointment or elevation as president of the University of Liberia is in twofold, in my opinion. One, political. Two, academic. We may talk about nationality, yeah, we just intellectualize. But I think, I'm not saying that she's not going to deliver. I want her to deliver. We hope that she does. And I'm sure that she can, provided she has the support. And I hope that they gave her the support. Because America is our big brother, whether we like it or not. Thank God Almighty, it wasn't a Tajikistan national or Uzbekistan or Italian or French, but American. Because God attached America to Liberia to help Liberia grow. That's why everything we look up to America. America is our guide. So you see now why you have to be careful. That's why God said, be slow to speak, quick to hear. The shame now on the faces of some of those government officials or those government officials that were criticizing America, condemning the U.S. officials that walk out, saying they know anything about diplomacy, let them go. What America doing for Liberia so much? What has America done for Liberia? And you have no country other than America that can cater to you. That American knowledge you come and use to transform your university. You see it. So there are a few questions we've been pondering. Listen, she's already in. She has been inducted today. America is our guide. America is our partner. We can do without America. Since I have not seen it, but people have said it, that the charter did not say or is not specific on nationality. So we accept it. One of the guys called on the show yesterday from the United States. He said that the university charter only says you must be a graduate of the University of Liberia. Since the charter, according to what they said, that it is not specific on nationality, and Dr. Mampayan is an American, then we say we accept graciously. I would have been overly bitter had the appointee come from Tajikistan or Uzbekistan or Pakistan or Italy or Germany or Japan. But since she is from the land that God placed Liberia in to guide Liberia, no problem. No problem. But we can ponder several questions. One, the rescue mission had always said that it came to power on the mantra of transparency and accountability. Accountability is relatively making known any and everything that you do. It's not only money. So sharing information is also accountability. Just making people to know what they ought to know is accountability, is transparency. Though the president has never done that, they chesting Liberia unaware that Weah wasn't transparent. Weah was traveling. He and his people were bringing so much money. In fact, they were using the money back. There were no remittances of excess money into government account. All those things they were saying. Bouaka is traveling all over the place. Bouaka office has never said this is the breakdown of the president's travel. Do you know that that is a corruption? Do you know that it is a worth impeaching the president? Do you know that it is based on that too that the president said you can steal, but you're going to develop, you're going to help the poor people, you're going to bless them? So here's what we try pondering over the time. Can the university make public the contract of Dr. Mapaya? Whether she's on 2, 3, 4, 5 years or a permanent status, because she is an American. And according to how the president's office portray it, that she's coming to change the University of Liberia. She's coming to turn it into a heavens university. And it means that it has to be, or she has a tenure, a duration, a perimeter by which she will work. And when she has done the work, she pack her bag and say, Mr. President, job is done, mission accomplished, I'm off the scene. We have to know whether it's contractual or permanent. We also have to know how much she will be earning. It can be private. We have to know. The country has to know. The law is there. We have to know. We can't keep everything secret in this country, then we'll be talking about transparency, accountability. We have to know. We also have to know about this woman indemnities and benefits. How is it going to be? There are several questions that need to be asked. So, if anything happening, then we will know. We have to know the indemnity aspect of a contract besides her immunities or benefits. We have to know the security aspect, the protection against any loss or other financial burden. We have to know that indemnity aspect, whether it is in there, because the woman is not fully a Liberian. What happened? She served, and at a certain point in time, she cannot earn what she was promised to receive. What kind of protection? If there is a loss in that, or if she suffer or is suffering a loss, we have to know. Country, her very country, all these things are out. They know. We also have to know whether she is tax exempt. Even though our country here are free, you live anywhere, no tax. Like, brother, when Donald Trump used that expression, he was not referring to the whole of Africa, that Liberia you were referring to. We have to know whether this woman, the president of the University of Liberia, who is an American, tax exempt, where whether the government has agreed that she will be living in hotel and the government will pay the hotel bill. We want to know how much, or that she at the U.S. Embassy. There are several questions. And significantly, on tax, you can go to America and have a position or ascend to a position as a foreigner and you don't pay tax. The taxes are what the people use to develop their country. Whether you're foreigner, you citizen, once you are within the economy of that country and you are earning, you have to pay taxes. And you have to pay taxes on everything that you are using in that country from what they are paying you. The footballers who play in Europe and other places, they pay their taxes from the money they're paying them. That's why when you hear millions of this, don't be carried about it. Most of that money goes to tax paying. That's why they used to develop their country. That's why when you hear that this player is going to court for defrauding the government, don't overlook it, that true thing. The people need their money because that's what they put back in their economy to develop their country. This woman is not a Liberian, but we accept her. Personally, I accept because God attached America to help us. But she can be tax exempt. And she knows that very well. She knows that. But then organize some conference. We go there. Let's see. We raise all these questions with her. I think they will get there and say, oh, no. We have to know. And the president say, we build this country. And he said, think Liberia, love Liberia, build Liberia. Yes, so that what we honor, Liberia can be built without transparency and accountability. That's the main thing. So she took over today as head of the University of Liberia president. Let me bring you excerpt of her address.
As its leader, and during his first term, established the University of Liberia's endowment. His successor, the late Dr. Emmett Dennis, oversaw the rehabilitation of Fiscal campus through the cultivation of external investment. It takes all kinds of people with all kinds of talent. Media. You have endured intermittent pay and intermittent internet access. People imagine themselves at UL because of you. And you are perhaps UL's best recruiters because you can tell the personal story of UL. And you care enough about UL to support your alma mater, whether in spirit or materially. Your role in the University of Liberia ecosystem is essential and cannot be denied. You are a force and a constituency unto yourselves, both at home and abroad, and of excitement deep down in my spirit. As soon as my foot touched the ground, I felt a sense of electricity, a kind of elation that is hard to explain. As I often tell people when I recount this story, I fell in love with this place immediately. On my second day in Liberia, I went with my delegation from Atlanta to the JFK hospital, where it had an internationally renowned woman president. He said, not yet. And I said, may I help with that? On the basis of that conversation, Dr. Dennis requested a Fulbright specialist, and I was selected. I returned a year later with a group of study abroad students, and over 13 weeks conducted a feasibility study for a gender studies program at the University of Liberia to secure the 5-year, $5 million Higher Education for Conservation grant from the United States Agency for International Development, or USAID. The purpose of HECA, as it is known, is to accelerate forestry, biodiversity, and conservation, or FBC education in Liberia, to better enable us to conserve the rapidly the experiences
that
and
are 5 million
perspectives of
convinced
women
Waka.
of African descent from around the world. I've published 3 books on this subject, and the most recent one came out Monday of this week. After 2 professorial jobs in which I climbed the ranks from assistant to associate professor, first at the University of Georgia and next at Georgia State University, I took my 3rd position at Wellesley College, where I was hired as president of the University of Liberia. I will bring everything I learned over the last 30 years as a professor, administrator, executive, and fundraiser to the benefit of this institution. My values in this capacity are the 5 E's, and please memorize these: education, effectiveness, efficiency, excellence, and ethics. More than likely, that won't change. However, since I arrived less than 1 week ago, my sense about the urgency of certain issues has increased. And now I am inclined to add some action items to my first 100 days to-do list. I see these as items to get UL back up and running after a long and difficult hiatus, so that we position ourselves for some of the important longer-term things that will inevitably be required to get this flagship university on track. It's impossible to do your job if you are worrying about whether you'll be able to pay your rent, afford food, get transportation, or pay your kids' school fees. So it helps the entire campus community to get this right. Third, I plan to regularize UL's academic calendar so that it is predictable and dependable year in and year out and coordinates well with other institutions in Liberia and internationally. Students want to know when school is starting and when it is ending, as well as when commencement will be held. Students need to be able to plan, particularly when there are other opportunities waiting, such as jobs, fellowships, and graduate study. We hamper UL students' progress and peace of mind when the academic calendar is unpredictable, and I intend to fix this problem. Fourth, and don't laugh, I feel strongly about ensuring safe and well-functioning bathrooms around campus, with adequate sanitation supplies to support public health and the comfort and dignity of the university community. It is impossible to work or study when plagued by the call of nature. New bathrooms may not happen overnight, but I will begin working on it ASAP and keep it a high priority. All I ask of the university community, students, faculty, and staff, is that you help by doing your part to keep things clean, healthy, and beautiful, which is a way of showing love and respect for our campus. Their gender balance has been considered and what we are doing to achieve it. Gender balance doesn't just mean equal numbers. It also means equal power, equal accomplishment, equal consideration, equal contribution, and equal safety. It isn't.
Thank you. That was excerpt from the new president of the University of Liberia, Dr. Lelai Mampayan, her induction address at the University of Liberia, where Boakai was. Interesting. I hope you're playing your King's Cash giveaway. We're about to give your money. Dial *799 *25#. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Play as many times as you can, and as you play, you're going to win. Play. I'm about to look at the dashboard. If it is not encouraging, then you're not going to get 10,000. So it means that you have to increase your playing. Play as many times as you can. Don't worry about the money. $200 Liberian dollars going to give you 8,000. 9. Yes, gonna give you 9,000 profit. Just play. So the woman said she's from Atlanta, all right? So she has secured the first grant of 5 million United States dollars for the University of Liberia. That's good. The 5 E's, that's it. That's her key pointers moving forward in revitalizing the University of Liberia. But I don't think that she's quite different from previous or her predecessors with platforms or playing for the university. No. Some of her predecessors had even more effective solution-solving problem platforms. But she has risen above them. Sorry to say, but please accept it because of her skin. And you can tell from the address, every line that she will utter, you sense this nonsense thing, bad mannerism in Liberia, clapping. They weren't clapping, most of the people, or they weren't clapping because she was saying or she says something very significant that would transform the University of Liberia as everyone wants. But they were thrilled because a white skin is standing before them talking and speaking serious. If a black president has stood before them talking these things as we have seen, they would have remained muted. They wouldn't. We've seen the thing. We know that our country here. But once a white skin stands before Liberians, that inferiority sets in. We tend to be more loyal, giving in to the white skin than what is actually being said. So even if the white skin is insulting, people will clap for the white skin because of white skin. But let's hope that she can do her best. Hope that she cope with the atmosphere. That is the most significant thing. She's from another culture. There are two different things here. She is from a culture that, or a system, a culture with a system in place. I don't think she experienced a radical atmosphere like ours or in any African country before coming to Liberia. So she's going to have some sweltering times, some difficult times, but I think it will get better with time. The cooperation is key. You can have the best of all vision. But once the cooperation is not forthcoming, your vision is dead. It is not how palatable your vision sounds. It's not how you can sell your vision. It is the cooperation that you can solicit. Once you can get the cooperation of the people around you, especially within the nuclear and the outer cycle, then you have a vision. It is never a vision when it is not actualized as planned. It is a vision when you can achieve it along the way you accomplish it. A vision is just an idea. It's just a model. It's just a proposal, a suggestion built up, like what she was saying, that her vision, her plan for the university. But it wouldn't make any impact if the cooperation is lacking. President Bouakai can bring Inja Gabriel as the president, and the people can give him the cooperation. Inja Gabriel will not be successful. It is not the race. It is not the color of the skin. It is not how you think weighted the person is by knowledge. The most important thing is the cooperation. And if Bwaka himself cannot give support, if they start lacking support by giving excuses here and there, that woman, don't think that because she is an American, so the American will take money and give it. There's the political aspect we'll talk about next week. Don't think so. Bwaka, the government will have to do the outgoing president or the former president, the acting former president. Dr. Al Hassan Content said the university needs $2 million for all of those stuff, but that's his own. She has her own vision. What did she say? $5 million United States dollars for the agriculture and other areas have already been secured. So she's playing her part. Bwaka, as the president, has to play his part. The government has to be proactive with the university. In the absence of that, you heard what the woman say. Now, that was the meaning. That was the meaning. It was shameful. The woman has come to tell you that your bathroom stink. The bathroom dirty. It doesn't represent students, especially university students. People of reputable character, people of high mental IQ. Do you know that the woman insulted you and that insult was a challenge? Don't see it because I'm saying insult. Just take it as a challenge. She didn't insult. I'm just saying it that way because it being like that all of the time. And there hasn't been any change. She comes into the country in less than no time. From her observation, the place isn't tidy. So she goes, standing before the crowd. And look what she said. Look how she said it. She said, you don't clap for this one. The bathrooms are this, are that. Because she went around. I saw it. I saw she was moving. They were taking her from one place to another. I guess in one of the bathrooms, she must have held her nose. Okay. Last one, time is of the essence. We got to talk the First Lady office. Corruption in the First Lady office. Necotest scholarship scheme failed. There, you have the First Lady office again. Amen. But let's take a few calls on this one. Then we move to the First Lady office, the corruption in the First Lady office. We'll talk Augustine Kwen-Gafan advising the spending entities as quickly as we can. Continue to play the cash giveaway. Just dial star 799 star 25 hatch. Play with only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and you win for yourself 10,000 Liberian dollars. Please get your 10,000. We don't want to keep it. It is not ours to keep. It is for you to receive. So when you can receive it by playing only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, it becomes yours. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sam Aju.
Yeah, let's hear you. Let's go straight.
Yeah, this is Abu Razak.
Let's go.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the issue of the subordination of Liberia president, as for me, I disagree. Not because America being our father, so Joseph Mabanga should award them to come and take money back and carry back to America. Sam Andrew. Can you imagine? Let's look quickly to Article 1 of the Liberian Constitution. I love the part that says all free government are instituted by their authority and their benefit. Locally, we're supposed to benefit from our government, not America. We, the citizens, we are the ones who's supposed to benefit from the government, not America. So I disagree with you when you talk about America being our father, so the woman you had in the body of Liberia. I disagree when it comes to that era.
All right, Sabu Raza. Thank you. Hello. Hello?
Good afternoon, Sam Andrews. Good afternoon to the listening audience.
Good afternoon. You are on the air. Let's hear you. You going off? 0772 2399 33. The WhatsApp line +231 886 304497. The women's line 07798 Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon, Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to the listening audience. And you remember Rahim Bala, I do call you from District 16. I think you are waiting for this on discussion. We say kudos to His Excellency, just say Wakai, President of the Republic of Liberia, for his past stubbornness in appointing this lady. I think you did play the message in which you brought to the Liberian audience. Looking at her from this perspective, Sam Andrew, I know that she's going to do better into this government because number one, during the election of Madam Stelly, when we had then the late Emmett Dennis, we saw what were those doctrines actually instilled into the university and how the university curriculum actually ran at that time. So we say kudos to His Excellency for such past attendance.
All right.
Thank you, Eno.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend. Hello. Hello. 0772-23-99-33. Hello.
Yeah. Hello,
Yes.
Andrew Isaac.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Abraham Yuma, and I call from Fiscal Police around the Harbor area.
Let's hear you,
thank
AB.
Thank you for your analysis and everything that you are doing for the country because it's about our country. But what I want to say this evening is a slave master will never teach the slave to be the master of himself or his children. So the policy that the West have brought to Africa was to enslave us, and the education is a complete cycle which is measured 60 degrees, and they only show us 33 degrees. So since that is the case, that's Kim. She's not coming to make us to know things that we should know to go beyond them. So it was better for that period to take over the university than her coming and taking over it. So I have zero problem with that. Thank you very much.
You got zero problem with it? Okay. Okay. The people say we should give the woman chance. Yeah. All right. Thank you all for spicing that up. Let's play. We're about to call our first winner on the Ken Sketch giveaway. Those of you who have played, continue to play. The more you play, the likelihood that you will have your 10,000 Liberian dollars. All right, let's move now to the First Lady office. It came out yesterday. Too many things are happening behind the scene. The Necotech scam. It was a scam. It was exposed and failed. The guy who manages the communication arm of the First Lady's office was confirmed, but he said it was a partial. He said it evolved. Somebody may have put that out. They were having a discussion, like a group discussion, about something like this from a British company or an institution. Not necessarily they had agreed or approached the institution, but the conversation was just going on like we probably might want to do days, and let's work our head around it. When the time comes, then we can get into full discussion with it. So as he put it, somebody slipped out that information. He said it wasn't anything of a fake deal. It wasn't a scam. Not at all. The information was 150 persons. And each of those 150 persons had to pay 2,000. They were charged 2,000 for the scholarship scheme, a UK scholarship program. And according to him, the First Lady has absolutely no idea about it. It was just a partial discussion. I do not know what is meant by partial discussion in his context, but that was the expression he used. But if you look at it, we agree, let's put the first lady out of it, because I know things can happen. Things can happen, sometimes a petty, sometimes a major, but when a major, then you got to reach the boss. There are some things that can happen in the office, a petty. Yeah, even if the boss hears it, he wouldn't have a problem, or just say, okay, you're sorted out this way. There are certain things that you can do. Yes, you can do. That means the boss must. It's a matter of fact, because it borders on the reputation of the institution, the reputation of the boss, the credibility going forward. Anything short of that, it could place a dent on the institution, and people would feel suspicious about the institution and even the boss. So we agree. Let's agree that the first lady didn't know about it or don't know about it, because he said the first lady is out of the city. But given the magnitude of such, it's hard to believe that the first lady would not be in the know, or that they would engage into such a scholarship scheme involving another country, two countries, without the first lady knowledge or taking it to the first lady. Note, there are things that can happen in the office unknown to the boss. There are petty things. Those things are petty things, and not major things. Like petty things can go on. Well, maybe he know about it, but when he gets to know, they say, okay, so it happened this way. Okay, you're sorry out this way. But there are certain things under no condition you can do it without the boss being in the know. That one is purely administrative. Nobody got to tell you, given the magnitude of it, because you're dealing with institutions. It's two institutions. In this situation, it's country to country. A British scholarship scheme, not Grand Jida and the government, Grand Bassa and the government. That intra-thing, you're in the same country. No. That institution is in Great Britain, and that institution is operating under the laws of Great Britain. So they too are very mindful of what they do and how they do. If they engage in anything of such, it has to be done formally, because their reputation, anything goes to the contrary, their reputation comes into question. The first lady too, from this side, her reputation comes into question. So as the way the guy explained it yesterday, you can tell that it is hard to believe that the first lady wasn't in the know. I am not saying that the first lady engaged into any dubious scheme, but the way the guy who manages her information explained on yesterday, you can tell it's hard to find a difference or to push her out of it. But assume that she isn't aware. Let's take it for the argument's sake that she isn't aware, that she can engage into such. Why will her office engage into such an arrangement without her knowledge? 150 persons, not small number, and 2,000 United States dollars. Multiply 2,000 times 150 persons. Do the mathematics and see how much money is that. So assume that that arrangement went into full effect. Who the money will go to? The first lady or them? It will go to them. So we can also argue that they were using the first lady office to extort money from people under this scholarship scheme, because Liberians are so obsessed with scholarship. You're going your scholarship, the people bringing different people to preside over your university. They don't value your education, and you're still fighting for scholarship. Don't feel discouraged. I'm just kidding. So it's hard, because 2,000 multiplied by 150, you know how much money that? The first lady didn't know about it. They know about it. So they used the first lady office with the intent to get that money. Let's assume that it went through. The money wasn't coming to the first lady. In fact, they would not have told the first lady. Corruption. Assume also that the first lady is aware and the arrangement did not go as planned. But then you want to ask yourself, how is it that the president's wife, the president who controls the coffer of the country, the president who presides over millions of dollars, that his wife will engage, will stoop so low into dubious scholarship scheme? You also want to ponder on that. Why would she want to do that? When she is setting over millions, her office alone, the budget of her office, millions. Why would she want to do that? Why would she want to engage in such dubious scheme? You also want to ask yourself that question. And you'll reach the conclusion that she can do that. But because the office of the first lady, the office of the president, the office of the vice president, the office of the speaker, the office of the pro tem, and all these people is so vast with several activities and opportunities. So those who are managing the office or managing certain area take advantage. People want to see the president. The special assistant say, you can't see the president did. If you have to see the president, we got to schedule you for this time. And I know that you want to discuss bilateral issues, all kinds of stuff. And then at the end of the day, what happened? Some kind of money issue will come up. That's how people getting money around here. Yeah, okay, Claudia, thank you. Thank you, Claudia. We're doing this together. 300,000. 300,000. Thank you. Claudia just did the mathematics. 300,000. Substantial amount of money, not small money. And you will agree. You want to agree that 300,000 is small. I agree that it's small for the first lady. Let's agree that she has more than 300,000. But her office indicts her. Her office drags her into it by agreeing to have such a discussion unknown to her with the people. And they agree on the number of persons, they agree on the amount, 2,000 United States dollars that each person will pay. So she isn't aware, let's take it that way, but her office is damaged. It tints her office reputation and credibility. Already her husband is under the spotlight for corruption. He can account for certain monies from January till now. His office is being used by people. The Necotech scholarship scheme. That's why I unfolded from the first lady's office. They engage into dubious scheme, dupe people. We'll talk about it next week again. It's still coming up. I didn't have time to bring the guy voice. I have it. We'll have to edit it right and bring it. Yeah, don't worry. We'll talk about it again. It's still unfolding. She will address herself to it. I sure, because it is a serious thing. It even caught the attention of her husband, President Boakai. Yeah. Yeah. It caught the attention. It caught the attention of her husband. 300,000. It's not small money. So then let's move to Augustine Boenga Farm. They had a workshop. Prince S. Marcos in this high country, my people. Yeah. 300,000. Claudia, thank you. 300,000. You see, why are we giving you only 10,000? We ain't get much. If we had 300,000, we're going to give you more. But the little we have, that what we're sharing with you. So let's play. Let's play the King's Cash giveaway. We will do it as quickly as we can. Just dial star 799 star 100. That's 25 hatch. Play with only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. As many times as you play, as many times you will win. So the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Augustine Gafwan, will call his people and they organize a workshop to explain a budget execution, spending, all those stuff. So at the workshop on yesterday, he cautioned, he advised, he appealed to ministers, what they call spending entities, rather, to manage the budget. Yes, to manage the budget. To take time how they spend, what is allocated to them in the budget. Their execution should not be hasty. It should not be a rush thing. They should take time how they execute, how they go about with spending. In essence, Gafwan simply said that difficult times ahead. Therefore, you have to manage your budget. The budget is a year period. It's just for a year. If you rush using everything or half of it before we can get into 6 months or 7 months or 8 months, you will run out of money. And when you are out of money, we know what will take money from to get to you. Because it's tough and it's going to be tough. So yeah, what he's simply saying to them, that you have to stop the extravagant spending, the wasteful spending. So if the office needs 4 reams of sheets, Gafwan is saying, when you buy the 4 reams of sheet, that are 4 reams go for 1 month or 2 months. You must manage it. If the office, the minister of it is a rescue 40 high. You have for 500 million. You need 500 million coming quickly. It is my first time since I've been following all of these things about budget yearing, execution. The first minister. This is the first time. I've not heard this. We have not heard this. The country have not heard it from Gafwan before. Gafwan served as Minister of Finance under Ellie. Gafwan never said this. One day he never had a workshop, not a single day, to call everybody heads of spending entities and their deputies and their controllers to advise them on how to spend the budget. This year on a Boaka, Gafwan did that. Not necessarily that he infusing a new idea, but he realized that things are going to get tough. The man is an economist that can project the future. So he's saying, oh, look, we beg you, your take time. It's just like the father will be in the house and say, things not going to be easy. So I beg you, the little money we get in the house, mama, please manage it well. We have this, we have that, we have that. Let us not just use it and then when we get to a difficult time, then we don't have anything. That's what Gafwan told them. You take time. Because if you start expanding, engaging into extravagant spending, by the time you reach the 5th or 6th month, your money finish, we ain't get money to give you. Then you will start soliciting funding on your own to sustain yourself. So he's also telling them now to reorder priorities, or that's what he told them by that expression, to reorder priorities. and be conservative on certain things in the execution or usage of the money they've allocated to them. Simple. And he's right. He's right. All right. That's what he said. Just a caution to them. Let's see now. Let's move to the dashboard of the King's Catch. Give away the jackpot, the 3 wise men jackpot. We're giving you 10,000 Liberian dollars. Let's see. Let's turn to A. In the meantime, you can have your say on these 3 pointers. The First Lady's office, the caution from the finance minister on the usage of their budget. Have to be very mindful of how they use it so that they don't run out of money too soon. And let's take a few calls and then we're out. Hello.
Yes, Manju.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Abu Johnny from Puerto Rico in Zimbabwe.
Let's hear you.
Yes, the issue of the president of the First Lady office, Sam, for example, when the woman and the husband in the home, and then when the woman see that she don't trust the husband anymore, then she was trying to do her own thing. That's what Katuma Bwaga is doing right now. No, Katuma Bwaga don't trust Joseph Yema Bwaga, and she's seeing her for what Bwaga is. So right now, what she's doing now, she tries to steal her own money. Same Andrew, that is what she's doing. So you don't need Roger Sanders to tell you that it is Katuma Bwaga doing. It is what she did. I'm telling you, bro, Sam Andrew. So thank you for talking point this out.
Thank you. Thank you for having your say. Thank you ever so much. Thank you. It's coming up. It's coming up. More coming up on the president's wife office, the first lady office. You see, the people they're trying to upset. I don't know what really they're doing over there, but it's good. Okay. All right. This break. Let's take this break, and we are back, and then we just talk about something as quickly that is breaking, and then we out.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
So, as of now, referred to the president of Liberia, Joseph Yema Bwakai, as Dr. Joseph Yema Bwakai. He was conferred, or it was conferred on him today at the Dr. Mapayan's induction, a doctorate degree, or Doctor of Law. So you recall the president, AME, they conferred doctorate degree on him. But yesterday, Ego, No, they got me. Yeah. Go good, oh. Tell man. Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah. Hey, God. No, God is a good man, man. He's a good man. God is a good man. He never lies. Anything he said, that's true. Oh, the golden rule exists everywhere in everybody's life, in any and everything. The golden rule exists. Yeah, the golden rule. You know the golden rule? Which is also called the law of the prophets. It says, do unto others as you have them do unto you. You find that in Matthew 7:12. Do unto others. We will call, we will condemn, we will vilify whether you like it or not. Because it was unnecessary yesterday. It was stupid yesterday. But they want us to believe that it's right today. And that's mental abnormality. That's high degree of stupidity. I intend to say it this way. That's why I kept it for the last, when I'm finished going. When they were conferring, which is normal, it is not illegal at all. What were they saying? All of these people, majority of them, many of whom I know personally, and they know me very well. They were arguing, they were moving here and there with all of their weapons intellectually, conferring doctorate degree on him. He does not deserve a doctor. You're football, you're getting football, Jesse. You're getting football. That's all he knows. What are you conferring doctorate degree on him for? Are we are talking though? Fast forward. And at the same thing they're doing to Omen Baker. And they're putting all kinds of things on him. And let me say this, I didn't want to say it, but I will say it. I kept it. I felt that it wasn't necessary because we were told not to say it, but I will say it now. So, because Bouaka said we're straighten this country. Though no business as usual, there's business as usual. So we'll continue the business as usual. Do you know, we went for a meeting. One of the president's key persons, one of the media practitioners who were sitting on the front row after our introduction, and then they asked us to do a mini statement of observation of the presidency vis-a-vis the media relations. So why Best from Daily Observer spoke, and then was my colleague from the Inquirer, he spoke, then I was the tail. So after that, it went and everybody got through. So they opened up. Then a colleague of ours, he raised this issue. He said, so how you people now, I think it's all but fair we refer to the president this way since this has been conferred on him. They say, no, you don't refer to the president as doctor. You know, he doesn't like those things, you know, and then, yeah, you say, you know, that the president does not have this, does not have that. Oh, they're talking a jack. They say, oh, the president does not have this, does not have. So I decided to give it an observation. Every time Bouaka goes to do an address, you know that they can give a full academic rundown as they will read the profile, the academic resume of other people, as we see in various gatherings, because he doesn't have much of it. So when I observe it, I say, oh, okay, I can see why they say in that meeting, don't call the president, you don't say this, you don't say that, you know, the president don't have this, the president not this, the president not that. Nothing extraordinary academic Boaka has. But that is not the issue. Now today, they condemn it that it was wrong. Why the people should confer doctorate degree on WIA? They were calling WIA the same way. They were calling WIA doctor. Martin Colley was on WIA back 24/7. He said he's doing research, doctor, honorary doctorate, enough for this, all kinds of things. He even went to condemn the People University. Yeah, it there. Matthew 7 in full effect. Matthew 7, 1, 2, 3 in full effect. If you think speck is in your brother's eye, you want him to take it off. You must firstly check yours to make sure that you're not dirty. And a Boaka now they putting doctorate degree on because he brought doctorate degree, Dr. Mapaya. All his doctorate degrees, people that are over there, they confer doctorate degree on him. White woman, Dr. Mapaya King, they confer doctorate degree on her, but the main thing is to enhance that doctorate degree program they launched over there. But yeah, Boaka today. So you call Boaka Dr. Joseph Yema Boaka. And we'll be reading the newspapers to see. They confer doctorate degree on him. That the man's second doctorate degree. When they confer the first on WIA, they were all over the place. Shame. Sorry to say, except my being rude. But you're just being stupid. There are certain things you just leave. That's what God said. Because you have it. That's why when AB talking, AB can always say that jealousy, and that's true. That's jealousy, that envy. And the most devilish thing is to be envious of another person. It is a cancer that eats you up and exposes you with time. And everybody will know that truly you are an envious person. That's what you see. Everything they condemn, we are off. Everything they said wasn't right, that we was doing the same thing. Everything. So God said, if you think you're clean enough, that you're condemning the other person as being dirty, make sure you check your entire body and know that you don't have any dirt on you. But in the meantime, I can see that you are dirtier than the man. You think that he's dirty. So Joseph Boaka, our president, a doctor, when you're calling on the show yet, as of next week, by God's grace, you don't refer to him Joseph Boaka. The man has been conferred, doctorate degree has been conferred on him. Say, Dr. Joseph Yema Boaka. Mafle, si say that doctorate degree is bad governance. Dr. Faye, 1 4 year, Dr. Faye. Is it 1 4 year? 1 4 year, the Dr. Faye. Finally, our president. Yeah. I see you, man. You're our president. You may get a doctorate degree, but you call it, man. You call it, man. Doctor. I see you. Doctor Joseph Yema Boaka. You don't say Joseph Yema Boaka. Say doctor. Hopefully, by God's grace, next week, when we come, you call him Boaka. When you say President Boaka or Joseph Boaka, no, you get off the line. Say doctor. And they condemn WIA. You see, that God, just as Mariama Fofana said that God beating them so. God beating that exposure, he can expose your wickedness, your evil heart, your diabolical heart. So God beating them. Nonsense. He should be ashamed of himself to have stood there to confer a degree on him when all of his people were condemning WIA yesterday. Well, not necessary. What are you giving him a doctorate degree for? Yeah, and Boaka go stand there in Mickey Mouse. He say he doctor. The man say now the gun big, the gun that a gun you could see. You can't even see the man in a gun. President, yeah, President Jeffy, President, you know y'all man. You will stay there. That other man won't be president a lot. We prefer JMB to stay there until he says he has finished. And we support our president. He will stay there. JMB will end his term before anybody go there. So all that thing you're doing around the president, y'all try to undermine him. Y'all try to dig hole for him. You will not jump inside. We prefer JMB will stay in here 6 years. You will enjoy it good. You will develop. If he develop, if he say anything, he go by it, we will bring it to his attention and we'll criticize him. We'll construct or we'll just do it the right way. We're not against our man. Our president, the man was elected democratically and sworn in constitutionally. So the man will stay there. But in the meantime, man, a doctor, Joseph Yomabuaka. President, I see you there. I see you. Thanks ever so much for being with us. We're back on next week, Monday, if God permits. Thank you ever so much for spicing up the week. It has been very, very, very rewarding. I appreciate all of you. Thank you ever so much. We did it together and we ended it together. The news is on at 6. Join us if you can. And then at 8 o'clock this evening, it's Face the Issues with A.B. Wayan. You don't want to miss it. We go home with the world's iconic icon. My name is Sam Andrews. Shalom.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
When somebody tells you all FM stations are the same, they haven't been listening. 88.5 FM is totally different. That's why true music lovers make a big switch.